Hi, I'm Tim. Welcome to our channel, and thanks for logging on. Today we're discussing the Rolex Oyster Milgauss Reference 116400GV. Hard to believe, but it's been 10 years since we first saw the great third-generation Milgauss. You can see and you can purchase this one on our website. Subscribe to our YouTube channel if you enjoy these videos, and please click on the card in the upper right hand corner of the screen at any time during this video to see our full commercial listing for this watch with additional accessories included, high resolution images, and naturally complete pricing details for this green crystal Rolex Milgauss. Now on my wrist, 6 1/3 inches, 16 centimeters in circumference, you can see the watch has an imposing presence. There are a couple of surprises packed into this watch. Let's start with the basics. 40 millimeters across the round of the case. That's from 3 o'clock to 9 o'clock. The watch has a crown. It's not inclusive of that crown, the 40 millimeter measurement. And one of the elegant, and some might even say deliberately graceful elements of the beautifully balanced Milgauss design is the fact that it does not have any crown guards. Now the surprises begin when you consider the thickness of the watch. At 13 millimeters, it's thicker than the Sub, it's thicker than the Daytona. What's going on? Well, it's the combination of the rather thick caliber itself, very sturdy, caliber 3131, in conjunction with a soft iron cage that provides the watch with its eponymous Milgauss of protection, also known as 80,000 amperes per meter. Now the watch is also fairly broad from lug to lug, but unlike other contemporary Rolex watches with solid end-link bracelets, this one is no longer at the outer extremity of the end links than it is at the outer extremity of the lugs. So a true lug-to-lug measurement really does describe the width of this watch across the wrist. It's 49.5. In terms of heft, it's impressive. It feels just as substantial as a GMT, as a Submariner, or Daytona on the wrist, and that largely because of the excess of metal inside and the bigger case, the thicker case profile necessary to store it internally. The watch has one of Rolex's contemporary solid end link, solid center link, fully 904L stainless steel bracelets, polished on the outer shoulders. The flanking links are satin finished and polished down the center for handsome contrast. The watch features a fully milled out clasp, extensively polished internally, very secure. When closed, it closes with a snick, it opens with a snap, and yes, it does feature Rolex's proprietary 5mm micro adjustment system EZLink that allows you to take in or take out up to 5 millimeters of length as your activity level as atmospheric hot or cold change. Highly convenient and beautifully made like everything else on the watch. And 904L stainless steel is what you get throughout. It's a higher grade of steel that Rolex began phasing in the mid to late 80s, and essentially it holds a polish better, it holds a brushed or satin finish better, and at the limit it is more corrosion resistant than conventional 316. The watch has a handsome and balanced dial. Now there are a few features of the Milgauss that stand out and are renowned. One of them, in the current generation since 2007, has been the special variant with the green crystal, or the glace vert. Also important to note, the lightning bolt orange seconds hand, and while some consider this to be an excessively postmodern flourish, it's really innovative only in its coloration, as the very first Milgauss references of 1955 carried that very same lightning bolt seconds hand motif. Also, orange printing on the dial, orange 3 o'clock and 9 o'clock indices, as well as 6. But again, one element that's always overlooked in descriptions of the Milgauss and accounts of what sets it apart from the other Rolex Oysters is the matte dial. It's easy to miss next to the shocks of orange and the showboating green crystal, but the watch has a matte dial base, and it completely transforms the way everything else, from the orange print to the white highlights to the applied white gold coronet and individual indices, play against the dial, and it interacts in a fascinating and unique fashion with the green crystal, almost appearing as though it's a gray-green haze, and it's very key to the appearance of this 116400GV Milgauss, a watch that was essentially correct right out of the gate in 2007 and remains one of the, I might say, most adventurous modern Rolex references. Now, underneath the satin-finished caseback, the watch features the caliber 3131. Based on the 3135, it features hacking seconds, a COSC chronometer certificate, so it's very accurate. It does feature a full balance bridge, the Rolex proprietary Power Chrome Blue anti-magnetic hairspring, a Breguet overcoil, so it's also resistant to position and gravity in addition to anti-magnetism, with a full balance bridge anchored on both sides and a free-sprung balance architecture. It's also resistant to shock-induced timing deviation, and of course with the twin-lock crown system, it's protected to 100 meters, so you can easily take this one swimming, even if the Milgauss, as originally conceived in the 50s, was designed for technicians working high and dry. This is a watch that has a great deal of appeal, with the total absence of a date, absence of the awkward Cyclops eye, absence of crown guards, and unique dial composition. This is a timepiece that's perhaps more elegant than any of the other Rolex tool, utility, or professional watches. Top it all off with a beautiful sloped bezel, high polish, absolutely no sign of a rotating bezel or a bezel insert. This is a watch that's well known for being perhaps a little bit saucy, but plays just as well as an elegant complement to formal attire. You can see this versatile technician's timepiece and purchase it on our website.